Based on the data of Indonesia Ministry of Industry, every year, 70% of flavor needs in Indonesia are met through imports. Thus, only 30% of flavor needs can be met by local industry. The production of natural almond flavor is difficult because it is obtained from almond seeds and shells. This method produces low yield at a relatively high cost and easily affected by seasons and pests. Therefore, this method is not effective to meet the demand for natural flavor. In the production of natural almond flavor, benzaldehyde, which is the main component of almond flavor, is known to be produced by microbial metabolism on amino acid and sugar-based substrates. Yet, this method can only produce low yield because the high accumulation of benzaldehyde produced can kill microbial cells. Therefore, I am Gina Eros and my colleague Muhammad Nugra and Marza Saskia, under the guidance of Mrs. Ritia Ayu Kristianti, proudly present the potency of mold bacteria biotransformation of tofu dregs into almond flavor as an alternative natural flavor production method. In this study, the biotransformation of almond flavor was carried out using tofu dregs with a consortium of mold bacteria with 7 days incubation through solid state fermentation. Tofu dregs are used because they are a byproduct that is cheap, easy to obtain, and still has high amino acid content. Two microbes that can produce benzaldehyde are Rhizopus oligosporus, which has been used widely for fermentation of soybean, and Pseudomonas putida that has high resistance of benzaldehyde. The objective of this study are knowing the effect of tofu dreg substrate on benzaldehyde production, determine the effect of mold bacteria consortium using solid-state fermentation on benzaldehyde production. This research was conducted with a descriptive explorative method based on secondary data, where 25 main journals were obtained which were used as the basis of the research and confirmed with the scientific database. The outline of this research is shown on the screen.
Based on the previous study, Rhizopus oligosporus and Pseudomonas putida are known to be able to produce benzaldehyde through biotransformation. However, the benzaldehyde produced by Pseudomonas putida is an intracellular benzaldehyde which requires additional extraction steps. In Rhizopus oligosporus, the benzaldehyde produced was an extracellular product, so the production stage was simpler. In Rhizopus oligosporus, hypothetically, according to Valera et al., the biotransformation of benzaldehyde occurs through the metabolic pathway of phenylalanine ammonia liase to the phenylalanine as a substrate. Nurliza's research shows that the source of sugar and nitrogen is one of the main factors in the biotransformation process of benzaldehyde by Rhizopus oligosporus. Based on the result, it is known that benzaldehyde production is directly proportional to cells growth, while the glucose is a carbon source that provides the highest growth and production of benzaldehyde. On the observation of the effect of nitrogen sources, phenylalanine showed the highest yield, which confirmed that phenylalanine was the main substrate in the biotransformation process of benzaldehyde. Based on the previous research, the use of soybean-based substrate in Rhizopus oligosporus showed the activity of benzaldehyde compound production. This happened because soybean are a substrate with a high phenylalanine content, where in the tofu dreg, phenylalanine is the highest amino acid with a dry weight percentage of 4.2%. So it can be concluded that tofu waste is a potential substrate in the biotransformation process. The antimicrobial properties of high concentration of benzaldehyde can inhibit the metabolic activity and sporulation of Rhizopus oligosporus, which lead to cell death. On the other hand, Pseudomonas putida has high resistance to the antimicrobial properties of benzaldehyde due to its ability to produce biofilm that can protect cells. Research by Molina et al. Showed the Pseudomonas putida biofilm can increase cell resistance to antimicrobe 3 till 40 times higher compared to Pseudomonas putida cells without biofilm. They indicated that an antimicrobial concentration at least 3 times higher was needed to stop the growth of culture with Pseudomonas biofilm. The effect of biofilm on benzaldehyde resistance was also observed in the study of Lee et al. Through exposure of benzaldehyde at concentration of 0, 30, and 50 millimolar in cell with and without biofilms. As can be observed at higher concentration, all planktonic or non-biofilm cells are inactive, whereas in cell with a biofilm, 45% of the cells are still able to survive. Based on previous researches, the interaction of the intra-kingdom consortium on Rhizopus oligosporus and Pseudomonas putida hypothetically occurred where Pseudomonas putida biofilm adhere to the surface of Rhizopus hyphae and increase the resistance of the fungus to the antimicrobial properties of benzaldehyde. On the other hand, Rhizopus oligosporus allows bacteria to move and increase its bioaccessibility towards the nutrients. Previously, the resistance of Rhizopus oligosporus culture to benzaldehyde based on research by Ula et al. Is only 0.99 gram per liter. Those results cause the maximum benzaldehyde that can be obtained only 1.3 gram per liter. Based on the predictive calculation, it is known that the protection of biofilm in the consortium could increase the antimicrobial resistance of the culture to 2.9 gram per liter. The increased culture resistance then allowed the increment of benzaldehyde concentration by as much as 74%. The addition of chromatographic resin to the biotransformation process is known to increase the production of aromatic compounds such as benzaldehyde. The increase in production with the addition of resin such as HP20 occurs because the resin prevents the benzaldehyde from being remetabolized. HP20 is also reusable and easy to separate from the post-biotransformation substrate because the hyphae that grow between the resin form a layer that is easily separated. The illustration of the stages of benzaldehyde biotransformation with the fungi bacteria consortium as is follows. The use of resin at the top and the bottom of the substrate is done to maximize the binding of the benzaldehyde. Pseudomonas putida was added after Rhizopus oligosporus was incubated for 4 days first. Then after the two cultures were incubated together for 3 days, the resin could be separated and the final product of benzaldehyde was obtained. Based on the data that has been mentioned, it can be concluded that the mold bacteria biotransformation method in tofu drag has been potential to increase resistance and benzaldehyde production, utilizing the industrial byproduct with simple production stages and is environmentally friendly.